What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? You guys have a great day going. I hope so. It's going to be even better because we are going to talk about something so powerful. We're going to talk about something that really helps us sell and something that we just all gloss over. All right, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about monetizing our deals. There is a whole course on this in the eastonuniversity.com portal. I suggest you go through it. If you haven't been through it, I suggest you go through it. But we're going to talk a little bit about it right now. I'm going to ask for some feedback from you guys. What do you sell? What's the value of what you sell? And I'll go first just to make it simple. What do I sell? It's an obvious answer, sales coaching. What's the value of what I sell? To a company, I sell top-line revenue. I sell their ability to close more business, to grow the company, and to grow top-line revenue. To an individual, I sell their ability to increase their income. That's the value. The value is in somebody being able to skillfully prospect and close and increase their income. Makes sense? That's what I'm looking for from you guys. What do you sell and what's the value of what you sell? And as you think about your answer before you blurt it out, notice how different those things are. Notice how different those things are, which back to our other sales coaching from a while back, right? If you meet somebody at a party or at a trade show and they say, what do? Don't say sales coaching, right? Say the value of what you do. Give them a story. Would it help if I give you a specific example of what we do? Who wants to unmute themselves and say what they sell and what's the value of what they sell? No wrong answers here. Just take a stab at it. I'm not going to nitpick your answers.
Over here from Denver. What do I sell? It's financial planning, retirement planning. What's my value? It's peace of mind.
Yeah. Peace of mind, increasing their ability, their net worth, their ability to enjoy their life. I love it. Who else? Bruce, you want?
Hey, this is Derek.
Hey, Derek, go ahead.
Hey, I sell medical billing services to providers as physicians and hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
And the value is we keep independent doctors independent without being gobbled up by health systems.
I love that. Allowing them to move their practice forward, allowing them to grow their practice, and as you eloquently put, Derek, allowing them to keep their practice, right? That is a very real possibility for a lot of small practices and practice administrators and practice owners. Anyone else want to go?
Matt,
Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
I sell trucking management services, and my value is letting the customer sleep at night and taking away their headaches.
Yeah, now when you say letting them sleep at night and take away their headaches, can you give me a specific example?
Yeah, I'm here to deal with the problems that they don't want to deal with managing truck drivers and ensuring deliveries are picked up and delivered on time.
Love it. Help them keep the business rolling forward because you're going to deal with all the communication with the operators, making sure that everything is scheduled, everything is in line, that sort of thing. Correct? I love it. Okay. You guys, if you've been on the portal, if you have your CMSC credential, you might know the answer to this. If not, does anyone want to take a stab at there's only two ways? Yeah, you. Hi. There's only two ways you can be successful in sales. What are they? Does anyone want to take a stab at what they are?
You got to solve a problem.
Boom.
That they have.
Martine. You can tell Martine hangs out at Easton University a lot. Yep, that's the first way. You're going to solve a problem that the customer cares about. The second way is you're going to achieve a result the customer cares about. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm crystal clear about that because as we were going through our examples, we heard some problems and we heard some results. I'll give you an example. A problem. Okay, I have to keep my practice. That's a real problem if I'm going to get gobbled up by a large conglomerate. If I'm a trucking operator, right, a real problem is my drivers don't have the right communication, or they're misinformed, or they don't have the ability to communicate back with the client. I'm losing clients. That's a problem. I'll give you an example of a result. Okay, me, right, with Easton University. I'm going to help Martine go from making $235,000 a year to $800,000 a year. That's the result, right? The key word in both of these: solve a problem that the customer cares about and achieve a result that the customer cares about. The key point in all of this is the subtext that the customer cares about. How do we know, and this is something that in sales, our competition is going to screw this up all the time, and we're going to let them. Okay? They're either not going to try and monetize, or they're going to screw this up horribly, and we're going to let them do that because that's good for us. For us, for Easton University Certified Master Sales Consultants, how do we know that the customer cares about solving this problem or achieving this result? There is one way and one way only. And it's not our case study. And it's not our testimonials. It's not the market research we do. What is the way that we know they care about the problem, solving it? Because I'll be honest with you guys, especially B2B, sometimes they don't want to solve the problem, right? Sometimes they don't want to solve the problem. If you deal with the federal government, they've got a lot of problems they don't want to solve. Okay? How do we know that they want to solve the problem or achieve the result? Anyone want to take a stab?
Ask them the question.
Because
It comes out of their mouth.
Yes. Yeah, I think Stacy said that. Who else said that? Rich, kind of exactly right. It comes out of this general area of their face. Okay? They say it. Hey, I want to get better at this. Right? This is a real problem for me. You guys have to get good at, like if Derek's like, man, God, everything that's going on with these buyouts is a real problem for me. When you say it's a problem for you, can you give me a specific example of what's going on? Yeah, my grandfather started this OBGYN practice. I'm third generation, Dr. Faust. I've got a son that is getting ready to go into medical school. I'm afraid that, the practice isn't going to be here for him. Right? We have to allow them to talk. Part of allowing them to talk is, let's say, and my sword and shield is blank, as it should be, so I can take notes, but let's just say this was all the information about my product, my service, my solution, my ability to keep that OBGYN's practice, their practice, and not a conglomerate, my ability to have my drivers communicate better with out there at the field, my ability to help that person increase their income. I'm going to sit on my solution. Okay? It's funny and I shake my butt. I get it. It's not that funny. It's way hard to do. Super easy for me to say. Super easy for you guys to go, duh, yet you don't do it. You don't do it because the bait gets put out there and you can't help yourself. You cannot help yourself. I get it. I am with you. Somebody says, oh my gosh, the last time we relocated an office, it was a total nightmare. They showed up with the wrong size trucks, and you just can't help but take the bait and go, that would never happen with us, right? We've got a way of solving that. We've got an AI-based virtual measuring tool. It makes sure that that doesn't happen. I communicate with drivers. I make sure your practice is your practice. Whatever the heck it is, as soon as, you smell that? Money, right? We got these big money smelling noses, and as soon as the person says a little bit of the stuff that we can do, right? Like, man, sure would be cool if I had sales coaching in the palm of my hand. Well, you have that at Easton University. You've got on-demand video training from me on your phone, your tablet, your computer, 24/7, 365 in a Netflix-style library. Done. Lost my ability to monetize. Because now we're talking about the product, right? Now we're talking about the solution. Now we're off on the wrong road, okay? I'm fine with us talking about the solution at the right time after we've monetized the deal. Okay, what is monetizing the deal? Monetizing the deal is asking the right questions in the right way at the right time So your prospect tells you, they tell you the value of you solving their problem, or you the value of achieving the result, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, the most important in right questions, right way, right time is right freaking time. You guys have to do this before you make a presentation. You guys have to do this before you do a demo. You guys really should do this before you even talk with any substance of what you do. Because the minute I tell you about my interactive sales coaching learning portal, and then I try and monetize the deal, you are going to assume that I am asking these questions to justify the cost of my solution. I'm going to say this again. It is critical for you to understand. If you haven't asked these questions, please do so. Late in the deal, I'm fine with it. But your impact of those questions is reduced by about 93% if you wait and ask those questions after you've even given highlights about what you do. Because human beings are really, really predictable. And we're really, really skeptical. And we're really, really pessimistic. And if Lloyd or David gives me a presentation about how he's going to help my business with an ad campaign and how he can reduce the cost of my Google AdWords, and then starts asking me, hey, just out of curiosity, where are you at in terms of, what are you spending on AdWords right now? What would you like to be spending? Or where are you at in terms of top line revenue? Where do you like to be? I'm going to be looking at that question with an air of skepticism, right? If he doesn't even talk about what he's doing, he's like, man, it's so great to be talking to you. Hey, just out of curiosity, what was your biggest reason for, looking for some new AdWord management? We're having some problems with our current provider. When you say you're having problems with your current provider, walk me through what's going on. Man, yeah, a year ago I was spending 30 grand a month. Now I'm spending well over 6 figures a month. David, the leads seem to be the exact same, right? What's your end goal here, Matt? Are you trying to get from that 100,000 in spend back down to 30? Or is it that you want the appropriate leads that would come with that significant of a spend level? Well, I mean, I wouldn't have never gone to 100 if I didn't want to grow, David. I mean, I want to grow. When you say you want to grow, how much do you want to grow, right? What has he said about his thing? Nothing, right? He's sitting on it, and I'm just talking, and he's just writing down notes. Hey, because of the fact that you said Easton University is at 12 million per year, you want to get to 21 million by 2026, right? I'd like to recommend. When we slow down, guys, we help close the deal, not only for ourselves and not only for the person that we're talking to. Is most of us are involved in some pretty complicated deals, okay? Most of us are in B2B, business to business sales. Some of us on this call are in B2C. Rich, right? He's dealing with mortgage people. Mortgages are a very complicated thing. There's multiple decision makers even with a mortgage, right? Family, friends, financial advisors, okay? In B2B, businesses hardly ever monetize. It's important for us to do this because if we monetize it, you guys have to realize this. They know they have a problem. They know they have a result they want to achieve. They haven't monetized it internally. Nobody puts their arm, and I've worked for some of the biggest companies. You'd be shocked at how they're like, this is a priority. This is coming straight from Mr. Weinbach, the CEO. And you're like, okay, cool. Well, if we fix password management, what's that going to do for top line revenue? This is coming directly from Mr. Weinbach, the CEO, right? Well, I know, but what's the lift that we're looking for out of this? The CEO. Right? They don't monetize this and stuff internally. You're doing them a favor. You're helping them become Johnny Appleseed and go, hey guys, we need to get on this. We need to get on this right now. We got this solution from Easton Tech with password management. I know that's part of Mr. Weinbach's initiative. What this is going to do is put us in the best possible position to go from 17 million in overall top line revenue to 30 million without having to hire additional IT staff at a cost of $171,000 per IT staff member when you're all in with benefits and healthcare and office space and all of that, right? So I just want to go over 4 questions that we need to make sure that we're asking to monetize. You can tweak the variants of these questions. You can bend them. I'm fine with that. But don't turn them to be self-serving questions. This isn't about your product, your service, your solution. Okay, what do you want to get great at, right? In terms of password management, what do you want to get great at? Okay, then peel that out. When you say blank, can you give me a specific example? Peel it out. What's the value of your current situation? How much time is it taking you guys for password management right now? Right? Where do you want it to be? Well, we either need to reduce it or I need to hire more people. What would it cost you to hire more people? Right? You guys have to play. There's a whole course on Easton University. Please go through it. You guys have to figure this out. And then what's the difference if this is an ongoing solution? What's the difference of 1 year, 3 years, 1 month, 1 week? Like for Neil's case, if Neil is able to improve driver to client customer relations, right? And that business says, man, if I could improve that, I think I could land an extra 1 job per month. And I think I could save myself from losing 1 client per year. What's an average client? I'll just keep it simple. This is 10 grand in annual revenue. Okay, got it. So we're at 1 client per month we could gain. So there's 120 grand. And then we're going to save 1 client from leaving. That's 130 grand per year. Over 3 years, it's $390,000. Over 1 month, what is that? 13, dang. I was trying to make simple math. What's 130 divided by 12? Roughly 11,000, let's just call it a month. Okay, over 1 week, 11,000 is going to be like 2,750. Why, guys? Why do I want to pencil out these numbers for the value over a year, over 3 years, over 1 month, and 1 week? Who's got an idea of why I want to do that?
Because the client isn't going to do it themselves.
100%. Client's not going to do it themselves. Anyone else want to add to that?
When they try to delay your decision, you can go back to them and say, because you said, you know, it was gonna cost you 11 grand a month. By delaying this decision, it's, you know, it's gonna cost you 11 grand, delay this decision. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
You got it. Spot on, right? And this is why we want to even just have these numbers out. I'm not saying you have to flow them to the client, but you need to have them locked in, loaded, and ready to go. Because if Bruce Peters says to me, hey, Matt, yeah, I think we're going to go with you on that relationship management thing that you're going to do between our drivers and our clients, but you know, we're pushing that out for 3 months. And I know that it's 11 grand a month. I can be like, Bruce, I totally get it, right? I'm with you. I'm happy to work with you in 3 months. Couple things. Number one, I've got the right team to do it right now, and I have the ability to take on the workload. Things have been incredibly busy with us. I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to start on your account in 3 months. If for some reason we're maxed out, we will have to wait until I have another logistics specialist hired and have the bandwidth to be able to take that on. As long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. Also, what we had discussed is there's $11,000 here. There's an additional 10 per month coming in top line revenue, as you had mentioned, with your ability to, and I think it's pretty conservative, your ability to capture 1 client per month. And then, of course, I think it's very, very conservative to assume that we would save, you know, 1 client per year. Based on everything that I've experienced in my life, and maybe I'm just an unlucky person, that client leaving is probably going to happen during those 3 months. But let's just average it out. Let's call it 11 grand a month. We'll aggregate out the things. You know, us waiting, not only are we risking not having me attached to the account, my math's correct, that's $33,000, right? Does it make sense to get started right now, right? And if he's like, call me next week, I got it. Hey, I just want to make sure that we're clear here. The sooner I can get started, the more we can start capturing these back. It's $2,700. Right? It's as simple. The contract is very simple. I've sent it over there. All I need, Martine, is an authorization on that. And then I've got everything I need to rock and roll and start getting these savings initiated. Does it make sense to get this set up before you leave for Cabo so I can be ahead of catching that week's worth of revenue for you, which would be $2,700? Okay. Why am I timesing it out by 3? I'm timesing it out by 3 years because now that's a more significant number. And guys, please don't get this wrong, because Matt Easton is the one sales coach out there. I don't teach you to lie or manipulate. These are real numbers. But as I believe it was Brian said, they're not adding these numbers up. And it's really easy for them to go, hey, we're going to punt on the password management initiative because we need to do another team building exercise to get our team mojo up. And it's like, wait a minute, the longer we wait on this, guys, the more money it's costing us. This has been on the table for 3 years. I don't think you guys realize, but this is $330,000 in top line revenue that we have walked away from over the last 3 years. We need to get this done now. When you can monetize this way, knowing what it is that they want to get great at, knowing what the value of their current situation is, where they're at right now, how many deals could they get? How many deals are they losing? How many in those medical practices? How many big companies are trying to make a play for them right now? Where do they want to be? How could they operate skillfully with us collecting their invoices for that practice? What would that mean to top line revenue? What's the difference over a year, 3 years, a week? Okay, we're going to be able to do it. Okay, then we want to ask urgency questions with the person that we're talking to. Again, 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to know. Number 2, I want them to know. And as Brian pointed out, they're not typically thinking about this stuff. Even us as individual consumers, we're like, I feel like I want something, but we never take the time to really go, why? We never take the time to solidify. And then third, bonus reason, so they can walk into the CIO, the CISOs, the CEOs, whoever it is, their wife's office, and explain to them why they have to do it now. So we want to be asking these questions, right? When do you want this to happen? I mean, ideally, I'd like to get it going like right away. What's the urgency there? Why? I mean, I've been blowing through $100,000 a month with Google for the last 6 months, man. And now that I think about it, $600,000 gone, and I have the exact same amount of leads to show for it, right? If we can get this fixed for you, and we keep the spend at $100,000, what would happen to Easton University? Man, it would put us well on our way to getting 10,000 members, right? When do you think you could get them on? I mean, if I've got the lead flow, I could have that 10,000 member number by, January 2026. What happens if you don't make a change? I mean, we've gone from $30,000 to $100,000 in spend with Google. I don't know. What's next? I mean, paying $250,000 a month for advertising? I mean, that's insanity, right? These are questions that you need to be, they're difficult. Like, this is why my ears are screwed up, guys, because I do a lot of jujitsu, which is the same, not the same. Wrestling's even tougher. But like, why wrestlers' ears are all screwed up? Because they learn how to embrace the grind. They get comfortable being uncomfortable. And when you're comfortable in these questions, you start to gain insights. And you can say things like, hey, Bruce, based on what you told me about the current situation with the medical office and the improvement that you're looking for in terms of being able to collect those invoices so you can continue to perform with the current staff that you have and not put yourself in a position where you're being bought out, and keep the business here for not only your generation, but a 4th generation as your son goes through medical school. Based on everything I'm hearing from you and the kind of improvement that you're looking for in collecting these invoices, we've helped a number of medical offices just like you do exactly that. And as I listen to what you're looking for, you seem like a really good candidate for us to take over and start collecting your invoices. Does it make sense for us to do that? Right? Now I'm being able to communicate and articulate back. And I purposely use that medical office one because this does not necessarily have to be dollars. This could be time. This could be energy. This could be effort, right? When you're able to say that, you're able to get some of this stuff going, right? That's why I wanted to cover this with you guys, because it's critical. This is critical and vital for us to start doing. If you're successful and you're not doing this right now, imagine how successful you'll be when you're able to do this. But the key, the really hard part of all of this is we have to do it before we give a proposal to the customer, because they're not going to be honest with us at that point. If you work in sales and you need to make twice as much money as you do right now to really enjoy your life, you've really only got 3 options. Option number 1, you can continue to work your butt off in the job you have right now, hoping for some sort of miracle to happen, where you start taking home double the money while doing things the exact same way you do them right now. That's pretty unlikely. Or option number 2, you can look for another job at a totally different company, hoping you're going to catch some sort of once-in-a-lifetime wave where sales just seem to flow your way. All right, again, highly unlikely, and we both know waves in sales, well, they don't last very long. Or option number 3, you can click the button here and get instant access to a simple, straightforward sales process that will help you take home twice as much money as you do right now while putting in far less effort than you do today. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, the most effective sales coaching system in the world. If you click the button, you're going to see how our interactive sales coaching portal and weekly live coaching sessions with me will help you double your income within 60 days. Easton University is more than an interactive sales coaching portal. It's more than being able to ask me questions in a live setting every single week. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Click the button. I will see you on the other side. Your life is about to get a lot better. Click through now.